Hello.
Oh,
How are you?
okay.
It's so nice to meet you.
Oh God, so nice to meet you too. Oh God, so nice to meet you too.
Okay, so are you using two devices?
Well, nice to meet you too. You of my work.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
let's see. Okay.
So I don't know if this matters. I was worried about the internet here because it keeps coming in and out today.
Yes, it's not the
Um,
most stable, but on your phone, it seems very good.
yeah, so maybe we just stay on the phone.
Yes,
Shall we
whatever
do that?
works best for you. Your audio on your phone is off right now, but we can turn that, you can turn that on if you want to just because what we'll do, if you'd like, we did this
Uh,
yesterday with Ashton. Can you hear me okay? Great. What we'll do is
yes.
we will, um, that's interesting. Your phone, either your phone or the music or the laptop, the phone is ahead of the laptop. So you're not doing the same thing. It's like two different people. It's very weird. So anyway, what I was going to say is we can do the same thing I did with Ashton yesterday is we'll record the beginning, which is just the introduction, and then I will stop sharing and I will go off video and it'll just be you showing us around the exhibition. Do you want to try it that way?
We can try that way.
Okay. We'll try that way. And then, you did give me some slides, some images in the slide form, so we can go over those if you'd like to as well.
Yeah, we
Okay.
could. Let's
Okay.
see how that works out.
Okay, great. That's
Um,
great. All right.
it's weird because I keep losing you in and out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're staying on your phone very good. And actually your laptop is staying on really well too. So hopefully it works. And I
Okay.
look like I have decent internet. I've turned off everything I don't need. So when I turn off my video, it will be better too. So
So how's this?
it looks great.
Okay.
Really good. There's your arm. Okay. All right. That's perfect. So what we'll do is I'm going to share my screen, which is just
Mm-hmm.
hold on. I don't think there's any, I didn't think you sent me any video, but that's okay. So this is just this is the image that you sent. And then I'm going to, so it's Snezana Saraswati Petrovic.
Yes,
Have I pronounced it correctly?
perfectly.
Oh,
Perfectly. Yeah,
oh my
I
goodness.
know.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start. What will happen is I'll read the introduction and then I will welcome you and stop my share so that you can walk around and talk about what's there. And then when you're done, we'll go back to the slideshow.
Okay. And what
Okay.
I'm going to do, um, I'm connected with the headphones, so I will have difficulty walking in front here, but I can turn my camera on the phone
Yes.
and go around. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And so right now your laptop is focused on, I'm sure you can see it on the screen. It's focused on your corner of the world there in the TAM, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just a
great.
little snippet of that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I can turn around.
Perfect. All right. Welcome to TAMA Talks, brought to you by the Torrance Art Museum Advocates. I'm Janine Madden, current TAMA president, and I'd like to thank you for watching. Today, we will be discussing work which is currently on view in the main gallery at the Torrance Art Museum in a show called Studio System, an Experimental Residency Project. The Studio System Project is a unique attempt to bridge the gap between artistic practice and the public. First held in 2015, Studio System seeks to bring the dynamism of the artist's studio into the museum space, encouraging audiences to not only see works as they are in progress, but also to interact with the artist to discuss inspirations, sources, thoughts, feelings, content, and context, as well as chart the progression of the works over the month-long period that the project encompasses. The project is on view through this Saturday, June 29th, and culminates in a closing reception on Saturday night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The reception is open to the public, and we invite you to attend. The museum is located at 3320 Civic Center Drive in Torrance, California, and is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is free, and donations are gratefully accepted. This discussion is being recorded and will be posted to our YouTube channel with all of our previous TAMA talks. You can access it from our website, www.tamadvocates.com. Joining us today is Studio System resident artist Snezana Saraswati Petrovic. Snezana is a multimedia artist, curator, and award-winning set and costume designer. She has exhibited nationally and internationally in Los Angeles, Singapore, Tokyo, Prague, and Belgrade. Her art practice focuses on environmental issues versus technology, which began at Pomona Arts Colony Residency under Judy Chicago in 2002. Her MFA thesis is set design, which was the first in the USA done as an interactive CD-ROM, the predecessor to the DVD format. The most recent curatorial project, Zimmer Frei at Wanzheimer Gallery, received critical acclaim. Her latest solo show, Bionic Garden, The Fossils of Our Future, is presented at Ahilu Gallery, Hawaii. Her work has been featured in magazines such as Artillery, Diversion LA, Art and Cake, Voyager LA, and the LA Times. She is currently working in a space in the main gallery at the Torrance Art Museum and Studio System, and we're so pleased that you've joined us today, Snezana. Thank you very, very much for taking the time to chat with us about your work at the Torrance Art Museum. You were kind enough to show us where your space is at the museum, so I'm going to stop sharing and let you show us around a bit.
Thank you, Janine. As you were saying, this is an experimental residency, and what you see from my laptop, it's actually a view, of space that I treat as a studio space. So eventually this will become an installation on Saturday that will be on the view from 6 till 9. Last chance to see the final version of the work. So I'm going to try to explain the process because this opportunity to interact with the viewers in the museum is very unique, and it's different from experience being in your own studio. Even when we have open studios, the interaction with the public is of different kind. This was during the creative process. So instead of doing the work as I usually would, which is create a project that I want to produce and bring to the reality, I stayed open to the possibility of communicating with the viewers and introducing their ideas into my work. So I will be walking with the phone, hopefully, and keeping the iPad or iPhones. Let me see if I can turn so you can see better.
Okay.
Hold on. So Let me try that. Oh, hold on.
There's Craig.
Yeah, there's Greg. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know how am I going to do this. It's going to be awkward because I need my phone. So if I have to trouble you, I'm going to start from here. Okay. You see the floor?
Yes.
Okay. And what else? And can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Yeah. So what we have here on one camera, which is the start of the day. It's an actual flower that we bring in and put up and then draw the flower every day. So it's my journal of my experience at Torrance, and these are all the flowers that I found here in the garden. What you see at the bottom is actually the graveyard of the flowers. So this was the beginning of the conversation that I had with the audience, like starting with this flower first day, talking about here and now, past and the future, the memories. Then as we are progressing every day, there were messages that I was receiving from the audience, and I'm walking you through the studio situation here so you can see as the work is in progress. So every day we had a different conversation, and on the third or fourth day, we ended up talking about the humans and what does it mean being human. And this is the first time in my practice that I actually created a human-like figure from the zip tie. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to get closer. I was showing my first attempt of creating human from the zip ties as a result of the conversation with the viewers, understanding that human condition, our place on earth, became a focus of these conversations that we had. So my practice is about plastic overuse, climate change, and I work with the zip ties as a way of drawing the attention to overuse of zip ties as well as part of this whole plastic consumption. And I never did a human figure. I was always making some abstract forms, more like this, or the waves. So you can see this here. And this is the first time that I actually went into this direction as a result of conversation with the visitors. And then they brought in the dialogue, a picture, the idea of the god. And then I have this little cross that happened as a reference to these conversations. And then the fish with its tail as a conversation on the environment and what we are doing to the ocean. So
And
you see here, like,
that's zip tie.
sorry?
That's zip tie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. These are all zip ties. You can see.
Yes. Wow. That's incredible. Oh
So,
my goodness.
so I have a different way of connecting them. It's very tedious and meditative process. But I'm excited that I'm trying something new as a result of these conversations, which for whatever reason, I was not inspired to these physical, like figures as I'm doing that right now.
Yeah,
So
all of your fellow artists have said something similar in that this experimental residency has allowed them to also experiment within their own practice to discover, you know, tangents of their own practice that they really never considered before. So it's very interesting from that perspective.
absolutely, it's so exciting and scary to do that, to allow yourself to take risks, and not just in front of the viewers, but also your fellow artists. I mean, anytime that we work in our studio, we're in this seclusion and we do not really have a sense of time or talk much. And this is all a different experience, which really make an interesting understanding of your own process and what is that you're also afraid of. So I'm still working on the overall installation, and all these objects will be placed. Some are hanging. I actually installed the wires on the top, so I would be able to hang things from inside of the ceiling. Some are close by. So yeah, there will be video in this installation as well, and one of the videos will be actually the interaction between me and the viewers that is recorded with their notes to me. And that will be also on display here on Saturday.
On Saturday. And so you will be there on Saturday.
Yeah, as I'm here every day in the week.
Good.
You can see here.
Well,
You can,
you were, yes, I can see. So this is your space. And two questions. What will happen? What will you do with the material that you, or the pieces that you've created? What will you do with them when they come down after Studio System ends?
I will keep them stored in my house, however, or in the studio. But in my practice, I reuse materials and the objects, and I create new formations. So they're going to continue to live, because what you see here, most of the material is actually from 5 years ago, when I was creating a giant wave that was exhibited outdoors in historic park in downtown LA under the bridge. And then those pieces are like redistributed in a different context now, or in different forms, so to speak. So
Yeah.
I'm recycling my own artwork.
Well, I was just going to say it's recycling the recycled. So that's wonderful.
Yes.
Well, you were very, very kind to send us some images of your art. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to move to the slideshow. And then hopefully you can walk us through the pieces that we're going to take a look at. Yes?
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Sure. Give me one moment.
Yeah. And so this piece is currently in the exhibition called Diverted Destruction, focused on styrofoam and upcycling of the styrofoam. And the exhibition opened this Sunday. Is going to run until September 17 at the Lizzie's Loft on La Brea. And what is how this work connects to what I'm doing here, what you see as a human figure inside of it. That's my first attempt of making human as a result of conversation. So it was not really that successful proportionate-wise. So it's the first attempt. It went into this upcycled work. And I did another one for this show here as a result of the conversation with the visitors. The piece, what you see, the rest of the construction of the piece is done from the styrofoam. So it might look like it's some really hard wood or solid material, but it's all recycled material. I called it Homo Deus Invictus, which means human as a god, invincible. And it's the idea of the sarcophagus of the future humans that are found as the fossils that are now like thinking about the future, which is usually a topic in my work, is that the fossils are going to contain more plastic than the bones or other organic materials. So that's a reflection of the future, but it's also a connection to this piece that I'm working at Torrance right now.
Wonderful. Okay, let's move through the next one. Love this. I have a few
Oh,
images of this.
Yeah, this is the show in Kahilo Gallery in Hawaii. It's the solo show that is going on right now until end of July. And here I used again the zip ties as vines and recreating the feeling of the rainforest where I introduced the real flowers, plumeria and orchids inside of this like patch of the vines. And it's interactive, so audience would come in and have an option to choose which sound to listen, either the sound of the Freeway 10 or the sound of the rainforest from their iPhones. That's a fun show and fun installation because people really love to walk through this, and then you have the scents from the flowers. And on occasion, people believe that the fresh flowers have plastic because they're so beautiful and they
Yes.
look fresh for a while. Yeah.
This is part of
So
Bionic Garden.
yes, there's the exhibition Bionic Garden, the fossils of our future, that is on the view at Cahill Gallery in Big Island right now.
Beautiful. And I think I have a couple of images. Yeah. So you really can see the beauty of the flowers in this piece, in this image.
Yeah, I have a different time passage when I introduce the fresh flowers. So you can see both decaying flowers that are withered and they still preserve the color, and then interact with the real flowers that are fresh and have sun. I'm going to share one secret that I learned in Hawaii. We did this as a community project with the help of local gallery volunteers. For the lei in Hawaii, they use the vodka and water to keep the flowers fresh for a long time.
Oh,
So we
wow.
were spraying, yes, we were spraying the
Yes.
flowers with vodka, getting them drunk and happy. So literally for the whole week, they were fresh and they preserved the color. I have some of these leis actually in this installation too, but more as a decaying pieces.
Wonderful. Beautiful. I can imagine, I'm pretending I can smell how beautiful that is. Okay.
Oh, thank you. And so talking about the interaction, I like to have immersive environments and interaction or kind of participation of the audience. So this is from the same exhibition, but it's ongoing project. I called it Haiku Envelopes, where I draw on the envelopes a moment when I feel connected to a specific landscape. Those are drawings of the nature. And because the envelopes are obsolete or writing letters, I mean, nobody's doing that anymore, right? So it's something that's very, very related to the past and romantic idea. I At the different sites, I would exhibit different envelopes with the drawings from different locations. Like wherever I travel, I make these little haiku drawings. And then I ask audience to participate by choosing one drawing that they like and writing a note to their future selves uh, or the humanity. My intention is to have a book at the end. Last year, when I was exhibiting in Finland, I have the same project with both images from Finland and my other travels. And I got like so many great responses that I really think at the end there will be a book about the letters for the future done by the audience as a result of viewing these drawings and participating in the exhibition. So something similar I did here actually during the studio time, because that work that I did in the exhibition in Hawaii and Finland inspired me to actually approach my time here differently. So I think one of the next slides is probably related to that, if you have them.
Okay, let me see what I have.
Yeah, there you go. So this one is 2 weeks into the residency, how this space that you've seen today, how it looked like then. And in the corner there are actually the notes left by community here. as their responses and inspiration. Yeah, exactly. To what they've seen in the space. And I had very little things. I have this drawings of the flowers, one fresh flower, and then I had lace that I brought from Hawaii. And then we had conversations, and all the context and the conversation were recorded on these little flags that later I'm going to make a video out of it. So that's the beginning of this project at Torrance. And
So,
I think there's a
go ahead. No,
Mhm.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, so unlike some of the other artists who are not used to having, people walk through their space and look at their work, you seem to have a lot of experience with people interacting with your work and actually, expanding on its original meaning when you involve other people and their perspectives.
That is really true and great observation. And yet the experience here was different because in previous examples that I was discussing and sharing, I would create an environment in which audience will participate. And so I was in the role of director, and there is a dialogue that will extend beyond the exhibition. But here at TAM was slightly different. I felt that the viewers are the directors because they were directing my ideas in this installation and the whole process. So we have a dialogue before I had anything set up or initiated. So I think that's a little bit different just position that I took, and it was a little bit scary because you don't know like what people might say or if they are even willing to talk to you, and let alone to have these like really deep topics about the future of humanity or the earth, or what does it mean be human, about love, about beauty. We touch upon all these topics. It was like unbelievable.
Wow, that's actually that's actually just so amazing. It's what a wonderful opportunity. All right, let's see what else. Okay, so this is kind of a close-up of what was hanging here.
Yes, yes. And that's like one of the participants left a note on beauty and love, and I just found that amazing, like the depth of thought that, I mean, this is not the only one. There's so many, and people of all the generations, from kids who were doing the drawings to, families that came to visit America for like 2 weeks and they ended up in the museum and they were writing the messages and their appreciation or worries. And so I just want to point out something kind of absurd with this frame. It looks like the message is framed and it's inside of the plastic. Even though that my work speaks against the plastic pollution, and it's like showing the warning signs about the overuse of plastic, when I was thinking how I can protect this like fragile written documents, I started making these plastic pockets and inserting them inside. And I think this is pretty absurd. It's just like love-hate relationship that I think we all have consciously or unconsciously with the plastic. So at least there is some like positive use after all, if you think about it, of the plastic that can sustain the time. So we'll see, those are like the time capsules that the audience left behind. And they will be a part of the video that will be also shown here on Saturday.
Wonderful. Okay. Oh, sorry. So this is that sort of human figure you were referring to earlier that you said
Yes.
you don't really work in figurative form.
Ways, yeah. Yes. So that was direct result of the conversation and inspiration to start to to try to make a human form. But then because we were discussing what it means being like the future of humanity or humankind, and I'm just reading right now a great book by Harari titled Homo Deus, that discuss the future of humanity in a very inspiring way. So Homo Deus, human as a god, and human in the future, what kind of form is going to take? Is it going to be anamorphic, like possessing some other qualities that humans don't have? So the shadow behind this human form in making actually resembles more an animal or insect. And there's this like, idea of the transformation that may happen in the future.
And
I
I
hope
would,
that's beautiful.
yes, and I would assume that as you were creating the figure, were you looking at the shadow, or was the shadow there when you were done and thought, oh my goodness, that's a just a lovely artifact that you didn't really necessarily plan on, right?
I actually, that was contemplation of the space when I first entered it, is the fact that I could create shadows. So my intention was to have a shadow that is so seemingly different than what the original source is. So when I was creating the piece, I was having in mind that the shadow will read better, like this creature will have fangs and have a long limbs and will be like animal-like. So it was not really a happy accident. It was intended,
It
if
works.
that makes sense.
It makes complete sense and works beautifully.
Thank you. And yes, that's the start. This would be like a 5th day of the residency, where you see the flesh flower on the top with the bottle like brush flower, and then lower are the flowers that they did the previous days. Drawing in a different way, maybe you can say different style, but the reason for that is like every day is different. So in a way that in Japan, when the circle is drawn every day as a reference to your moment in time and awareness, I accepted that idea, that practice to do something that is connection to this space, to the garden, to the nature, to this moment. And that's why I was doing this. And that was the start of every day here at Torrance. I never did this before, but it feels like a really great practice. And it was a great initiator for the conversation.
And we looked at that, and this is at that bionic garden, the fossils of the future. And
Yes.
with the, and so did you string all of the, you strung all of the flowers yourself as well?
No. The flowers were strung with the community. So for a couple of days, I had gallery volunteers coming to the gallery, and we got fresh plumeria and orchid flowers, and we were stringing them twice. So there's like a span of the week in between when the fresh flowers are positioned in the installation. So I was so lucky to be able to work with the generous volunteers from Hawaii and to learn from them about the practice of creating glaze.
Beautiful. All right, well, that is the end of the images that you've shared, and I really would love to thank you so very much for joining us. You will be at the museum on Saturday. Are you there the remainder of the week as well?
Yes, I'm here every day, 11 till 5. And then on Saturday, we have the reception from 6 till 9 p.m., where we are opening to the viewer the final touches of our work. which does not need to stop here. I mean, I know it's going to expand and go further, especially discovering like new things, like working with the shadow and with the flowers and just creating objects that are figurative. That's completely new for me.
Wonderful.
So
Well, it's just been, I really do hope that people will be able to come out to the museum to see it on Saturday or even the rest of this week. Today's only Wednesday, so, and early where you are. So they actually could come and see it today and tomorrow and Friday and Saturday morning. So the opportunity for people to see this work in person is still, it's still available, and we hope people will take advantage of that.
and thank you so very much, Janine, for this introduction and allowing me to share my experiences here.
Absolutely. Thank you.